Right now, Delavan man is dead after a motorcycle crash in the town of Johnstown, all that we know so far. Also, hundreds are dedicating their time and talents to give back to the Madison community. We'll tell you about the River Food Pantry's mission. And Madison is rebuilding John Nolan between East Lakeside Street and South Broome Street. We'll tell you all that you need to know. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. We're going to go ahead and get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, again, a little bit warmer today than we've seen as of late.
A little bit, yeah. You know, we're taking a live look here in our Upland Hill Skycam in Dodgeville. Sun is still up, but it's beginning to set and conditions continue to remain very pleasant. It's 85 in the Dodgeville area. Many of us across southwestern Wisconsin, we got into those mid 80s. Speaking of which, we're still there. Boscobel, Prairie du Chien, as well as Dubuque, Dells, we're at 86 as well. 82, Watoma, Black River Falls, 83 in Madison. A little bit cooler off towards Dodge, as well as Jefferson, Fond du Lac counties. That's where that fog was sticking around for a little bit longer, and where we'll likely see that fog redevelop as we go overnight into Monday. As for this evening, clear to mostly clear, a little bit more cloud cover off towards the Mississippi River, better chance for fog further north and east, but many of us back into those upper 50s to low 60s. Now the next work week is right around the corner. What should we expect in terms of temperatures and rain chances? We're going to take a look at that when we see you back here for the full forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you in just a bit. An overnight car chase from Columbia County ended in Madison early this morning. Multiple police departments were on the scene once the chase finished. Here you can see a heavy police presence on Wheeler and Gulfview Road near the Cherokee Gardens condominiums. 3 people are believed to be involved, as our team reports that 2 people are appearing to be detained sitting on a curb and 1 person is cuffed with an officer. Officials are unable to confirm any details at this time. A Delavan man is dead after a motorcycle crash in the town of Johnstown. Multiple units reported to East County Highway A, east of North County Highway M, just after 6:30 this morning. The Rock County Sheriff's Office say the man failed to clear a left turn and struck a mailbox and a power pole before being thrown from his motorcycle. The man unfortunately died at the crash site due to his injuries. His identity will be released at a later time. A crash investigation is ongoing. Police say a pedestrian died last night after being hit by a car in the town of Springfield. Officials believe the pedestrian was crossing U.S. Highway 12 near Kickapoo Road when they were hit. They did not survive, and authorities declared them dead at the scene. The name of the victim will be released once his family has been notified. The investigation into the crash is ongoing. Madison is rebuilding John Nolan between East Lakeside Street and South Broome Street. The first step starts with southbound lanes, with construction starting around the start of October. The whole project is expected to last until 2027 and will rebuild 6 bridges, expand bike and pedestrian paths, upgrade storm sewers and traffic signals. For phase 1, 1 lane will stay open in each direction along the causeway. A public information session will be held on the 22nd of this month to talk more about the detours and future steps. You can find that on the City of Madison's website. Hundreds of people are dedicating their time and talents to give back to the Madison community. The River Food Pantry gives out millions of free meals every year, but today they ask for your help to support their mission. Our Tanisha Shaw has more.
Wisconsin is no stranger to tailgating, but this tailgate is different.
Couldn't sleep last night anticipating today, and just really all these people, over 250 people coming together today.
Rhonda Adams is the executive director of the River Food Pantry. Adams, alongside 11 chefs and some familiar faces, hosted the Sips and Slices fundraiser for the River Food Pantry, repping their favorite teams and serving their own spin on tailgating classics.
All year long, we're needing money to support the over 4,000 folks that are coming to us every week.
While all the celebrities and these chefs are here to give back, they made it very clear that these dishes are part of a serious competition.
It's going to set you apart, packing as much flavor into a small bite as you can. I think we did that today.
Our table is going to win because it's one cohesive, flavorful bite that's light but also packs a punch.
Here's how it works. The special guests and chefs show off a meal. Then the attendees vote on which is the best. The winner is crowned the 2025 Best Tailgate Slice Award.
Kind of doing a play on a McRib sandwich. I'm calling it the Ribwich just because I don't want any, don't want to get sued. Basically, we're making everything from scratch, from the bread to the pickles to the meat to the barbecue sauce.
We made Cubanos.
Last year, the River Food Pantry gave away more than 3 million pounds of food. According to their website, that's more than 18,000 people. Adams said the pantry wouldn't be able to tackle food insecurity without the help of the community.
The River has 8 programs to give people greater access to food. And so today, by people coming together, their donations are going to help us with those programs.
Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanasia, thank you. And if you weren't able to attend, you can support the River Food Pantry by signing up to volunteer. We'll have a link on our website under this story. And in just about 90 minutes, television's biggest night takes place at the Emmy Awards. This year, some of the big names shows up. For nominations include Apple TV's Severance and The Studio, as well as the star of the CBS reboot of Matlock, actress Kathy Bates. Some of the Emmy producers say viewers can expect some fun reunions and nostalgic moments. You can catch the Emmys right here on WISC-TV. That starts at 7 p.m. Coming up next on News 3 Now, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Tel Aviv. More on his visit. Plus, followers are continuing to mourn Charlie Kirk after his assassination, what the Trump admin is now requesting. Thank you for staying with us. Facebook users are starting to receive payments tied to the social media giant's $725 million settlement to the Cambridge Analytica scandal. The now-closed marketing firm was accused of getting Facebook user information in order to target voters during the 2016 presidential election. Multiple lawsuits were filed against Facebook that claimed the company allowed information to get to third parties without permission. Anyone who used Facebook between May of 2007 and December of 2022 were eligible to file a claim, but they had to do so before August of 2023. The settlement was finalized in May. As far as how much a person will receive depends on how long they were a Facebook user during the class period. Anyone who has been approved to receive payouts will be notified by email just a few days before the money is issued. Today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Tel Aviv. He's set to meet with Israeli officials about the ongoing war against Hamas. This as the Israeli military struck more targets inside Gaza this weekend. On the agenda of today's meeting, discussion about Israel's strike in Qatar, targeting Hamas officials last week.
Our relationship with Israel is going to remain strong. And sometimes, things happen or come up in those relationships that perhaps you're not 100% aligned with or what have you, but it's not going to change the nature of our relationship with the Israelis, but we are going to have to talk about it.
This as President Trump is now writing letters to NATO over the war between Ukraine and Russia. He's continuing to tell them to place major sanctions on Russia and stop buying Russian oil. A large memorial for political activist Charlie Kirk will take place next Sunday. As preparations continue, investigators are working with the roommate of his alleged assassin to learn more about the circumstances surrounding Kirk's death. CBS News' Carter Evans is in Utah with details.
Charlie Kirk's followers continue to mourn the loss of the conservative activist 4 days after his assassination. On Sunday's Face the Nation, House Speaker Mike Johnson paid tribute to Kirk.
There's a mixture of anger and sadness and fear, frankly, on the part of a lot of people. It cast a large shadow across the country and the nation's capital. But what I do know, Major, is that my good friend Charlie would not want any of us to be consumed by despair. He would want us to go forward boldly. That was his message.
Johnson said Kirk's death is a time for people to put aside political differences.
I mean, calling people Nazis and fascists is not helpful. I'm heartened to know, Major, and to see that many of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle are stepping up and saying that and addressing it. I think this could be a turning point, frankly, to use Charlie's term, for the country.
CBS News has learned the Trump administration is sending a $58 million request to Congress to increase security for members of the executive and judicial branches in light of the assassination. Also on Face the Nation, Senator Langford spoke of ongoing threats to Congress at a politically divisive time.
There have been 14,000 threats against members of Congress just this calendar year. This is not new, but it continues to be able to rise.
Authorities continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding Charlie Kirk's killing, and they're talking to the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson's roommate, who they say is cooperating. Turning Point USA, the organization Kirk founded, will host a memorial next Sunday at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. President Trump said he plans to attend Kirk's funeral. Carter Evans, CBS News, Orem, Utah.
And coming up next on News 3 Now at 5:30, Blaze Keller returns with a complete look of your First Warn forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
Jefferson, Wisconsin's Gamila Kite Days are back. Photojournalist Gabe Lysico and Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington take us there.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to the 54th Gamila Kite Days. Come on in. Let's see what's going on inside.
It's a festival for the community. There's plenty of food and drinks down here. It's a 3-day event. This is basically the big party before we finish for the weekend.
They have a bunch of games and stuff at the fairgrounds. Their pretzels are pretty good. Typically, we have some food trucks outside.
We have competitions on Saturday night, beer stein holding competition for both men and women, and sauerkraut eating contest. There has been years in the past where the ladies especially have ate plates full of sauerkraut.
I had to do it last year. I was more of an honorary participant and not a qualifying participant.
My favorite activities, on Friday night, I like watching the Grand March, which is when all the past kings and queens come out together.
My husband and I were actually king and queen in 2003.
Last year I got to be the queen of the festival.
About 10 years ago, my parents were a king and queen.
In 2023, my parents were chose, so me and my brother were prince.
And we must meet the 54th Gamila Kite Days royalty king and queen, Paul and Rory Eilenfeld. Let's get a couple words from them.
The community can nominate anybody they wish that they think that would make a good king and queen, represent our city. So I think it's important that we're supporting our community and they're supporting us, and being ambassadors is just really important, and it's just quite an honor for us. So we're very excited.
Welcome to the 2025 Gamila Kite Days Parade.
It's just the one parade that the town has that everyone just comes to. And in fact, on Tuesday already, I saw down at the dollar store, someone had roped off their area and had their 2 chairs set up. And usually that happens on a Friday.
I think it's all about celebrating our community, that the German heritage is important to our community, but it's all about fellowship.
I just think it's fun that we all get to come together and do this, and like you said, we all kind of know each other, and I mean, it's fun to introduce new people to it as well, because we all have so much fun with it, so it's fun to see other people enjoy it too.
Just being with everybody at the fairgrounds, it just seems like it's one huge family reunion.
Well, thankfully, it was a beautiful day for everybody celebrating, whether it was there or just getting out and about this weekend. Though we were waking up to some morning fog and will likely wake up to some patchy fog on Monday, Monday is expected to be sunny for most, but further to the west, and we'll see it on Future Track, we're going to hang on to that cloud cover a little bit longer. And then towards the end of next week, we do look to cool down just a little bit. We're going to hang out in the upper 70s to mid 80s on Monday. As I said, a little bit cloudier off towards the west. That's where we could squeeze out an isolated shower or two. But I think for the most part, even underneath that cloud cover, we're going to be mostly dry. But take the First Warn Weather app with you. You can always check our interactive radar before heading out and see if there's a shower in your area. But FutureTrack really isn't bringing a whole lot of green, so a whole lot of that rain chance, it'll be very isolated. But notice, once you get really east of Lone Rock, Dodgeville, Mineral Point, it's sunny. So it is going to be a difference of days for some of us further west than those of us further to the east. But most of us will all be in that same temperature range, the low to mid 80s. Now let's jump ahead to later next week. Still eyeing that high pressure system to move in out of parts of Canada. That is going to help cool us down going into the upcoming weekend. But that low pressure system that gets cut off, it's not looking too impressive. So maybe we don't see as much rain, even though FutureTrack is bringing a lot of green. Maybe we don't see as much rain, or at least as much heavy rain, as we head into the upcoming weekend. Again, low pressure systems and that heavy rain, they really want to be organized. So if this really fizzles apart, we probably won't see as much rain chances, but we will likely continue to see that brief cool down going into the weekend as that high pressure system moves on in. Noticing that Saturday and Sunday a little bit cooler than average, but every other day on the extended forecast continues to remain above average. So this high pressure system cools us down just a little bit, but otherwise we rebound fairly quickly as it moves off towards the southeast, back into the 70s by that following Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So until then, 80s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. Isolated rain chances off towards the west, both Monday and Tuesday, and even into Wednesday. And then it looks like we may squeeze out a few showers, not a complete washout, but a few showers and maybe a few thunderstorms beginning Friday through the upcoming weekend.
Yeah, I saw in a few people's stories as I was scrolling through social media, they're out at the pool and whatnot. I said, last few days to get that in before, some things may change.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how quick Mother Nature wants to bring in Old Man Winter. But
yeah, I've been seeing some of the leaves start turning as well.
Yeah.
It's starting to look really pretty out.
It is. I'll have to try to venture up north this fall and really get some views of northern Wisconsin during the fall. I hear it's beautiful.
100% I'm with you on that one. Sounds good, Blaze. And coming up in sports, the Packers are off to a 2-0 start. We hear from Packers quarterback Jordan Love on what this means for the Pack. Wisconsin football said it themselves. Their game against Alabama was going to be a measuring stick for their team. And on Saturday, they came up short. The Crimson Tide came crashing down at every turn, beating Bucky 38-14. For Luke Fickell, he knows last year when Alabama beat the Badgers, the season fell apart. This time around, they need to regroup and get back after it.
Everybody's sick. Nobody likes to not only lose, but lose the way we did and not perform in any way, shape, or form the way that we had prepared to perform. And it's tough to be positive in some of those things, but where else do we go, right? I mean, we know that the season really begins now. We got to be able to move forward. We got to be able to get ourselves out of here. We got to be able to get as healthy as we can, and we got to get into league play, and we got to get better.
While the rest of the NFL played their second game of the season, the Packers sat around soaking up their 2-0 start. In the span of 5 days, the Pack pounded a pair of playoff teams, and they say they're just getting started. For Jordan Love, the start this squad has had so far is exactly how they planned it, but he says they need to keep the pedal to the metal.
We had a goal coming into the season to start the season off fast and build on the things we've done last year. And obviously, I think we got a really good offense. And we've been talking about, the sky's the limit. And obviously, it just comes down to coming out here in the games and executing. We've been doing a good job of just executing and making plays. And we got so many playmakers. We're really deep on offense. And just got to find ways to go out there and, execute against good defenses like them. So, it's one of those things that you just got to show up every Sunday and go make plays. But I think it's just going to keep building our confidence going forward.
That's it for sports. A final check of your First Warn forecast is coming up when we return. So, Blaze, not too long ago we broke out the jackets. Now I'm seeing people break out the swimsuits again. I mean, I just feel like it really encapsulates living in Wisconsin.
It really does, yeah, the Midwest kind of seasons. You always get a false whatever season is up next before it actually happens. Back into the 80s we go tomorrow. Sunnier the further east you live. The further west, a little bit more cloud cover, and along the Mississippi River, we may squeeze out a shower or two, but expect more dry conditions than wet. We say goodbye to the 80s later this month, so it's not unheard of to stay in the 70s and 80s over the next couple of weeks, but certainly it maybe has felt a little bit odd given that little taste of fall we experienced earlier. But 80s through at least the end of September is normal, and at least through most of this week we'll be hanging out in them.
All right, sounds good. The Emmy starts at 7, and we'll see you back here for News 2 Now at 10.